Michiganders are furious at Vice President Mike Pence. Now, during a visit to Michigan, Trump's VP broke a long-standing tradition, leading to a lot of anger online. Now, Mackinac Island. This is what this has to do with. Mackinac Island is one of the nicest places to visit in Michigan, but it has one major long-standing rule: if you come to visit, leave your car at home. No cars. Now, okay, and that's been a rule for over 120 years. So what did Pence do? He broke it. Pence not only brought one vehicle, but eight. Eight black SUVs. He brought an entire motorcade. Now, why was he in Mackinac Island to begin with? Well, he was going to the Mackinac Republican Leadership Conference, ironically, on how to win in Michigan. Oops. You might have just hurt your chances there. See, in case you're not from Michigan, don't understand the anger, Mackinac Island has had a long-standing tradition for the last 121 years that you bring no vehicles. Now, except for emergency vehicles, right? So those are allowed because they're emergency vehicles, right? So now you might ask, how do people get around? Well, locals who travel to any distance primarily use either bicycles or horse-drawn carriages. So it's just what they use. Now, Pence, he didn't have time for that, and hence became the first ever motorcade on the island. Now, and in case you think, well, come on, he's the vice president, right? He needs his vehicle for protection. He's got to get places. Come on. Understand that a lot of former presidents have visited the island. People like Harry Truman, John F. Kennedy, Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. They went there, didn't need a motorcade. Now, to be fair, only one visited as an acting president or as a sitting president. That was Gerald R. Ford. So now, what happened when he went there? I assume he took a motorcade, right? Because he's president of the United States. No, he traveled by carriage. Now, the Secret Service, this is an interesting story, by the way. Secret Service sneaked a car onto the island. But the Secret Service also kept it hidden and didn't use it. So it was an emergency just in case vehicle. Well, now that I can understand that, right? Keeping a vehicle in reserve just in case you need to get the president out of there quickly. Totally understand that. But that's not what Vice President Mike Pence had done. No, he openly flouted this long-standing tradition. And that's why people are very, very angry. So now, I want to give you some of the tweets on this because it's fun. Let's start with Rashida Tlaib. Now, she's a representative from Michigan, so that makes sense. Now, she tweeted about this. She said, "Banned for a century, people, and here comes the Trump administration trampling all over it like they do the U.S. Constitution." That's fiery. I love it. This video of the cars driving on our beautiful Mackinac Island makes my stomach turn. Well, it does for all of us. Tara Dublin said, "I wonder where entitled Nazi Mackinac Mike got the idea that he can do whatever he wants, suspend a rule that's been in place for over a century." Nancy Levine asked, "Who brings a motorcade into Mackinac Island, Michigan?" VP Pence is a tone-deaf loser. By the way, I love it. Hashtag Mackinac Mike. Awesome. No, even Greta Van Susteren, this is former Fox News host, to show you how widespread this is. Because this isn't just lefties, right? No, there's Republicans, there's conservatives that are like, "Ooh, no, Mike, no, no, baby, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Greta Van Susteren, she said this: "A motorcade on Mackinac Island? How can that be? Google Mackinac Island." More. Melissa Tracy Goodwin says, "I don't normally tweet politics, but this annoys the crap out of me. Cars are not allowed on Mackinac Island. Presidents and governors previously have all obeyed this. Follow the rules and tradition, or don't go there." I can guess that this is probably a conservative person. So again, anger from both sides, right? Cassandra7 says, Mike Pence is such an asshole. There's a rule on this island that nobody uses vehicles. Apparently, rules don't apply to him or his boss, apparently. Robert James says they have to ruin everything, every last good thing in America. Mackinac Island not having cars is part of our Michigan heritage. Veep just took a dump on the pride of old Michiganders. And look, there's plenty more. So now, here's the thing. To kind of cut this a little bit short, I love how it's people from all over saying, not cool, man. What are you doing? But see, it's not shocking to me that they don't care. Like, those of you, and this was a while back. This was during the election. I think it was 2016, 2017. And I did a story on Mike Pence. And it was a creepy, like, some of the stuff that he believes and that he's been told is super disturbing, super creepy. This guy thinks he's like the chosen one. I'm not kidding. You look at him. He's an incredible, incredibly like disturbed, like fundamentalist, and that's what this is, right? He's a creepy guy with very creepy beliefs. So it doesn't surprise me that somebody who thinks he's a chosen one, right, like a messiah from literally from God, flouts the rules, flouts tradition. I must have my motorcade. I must have it. Now, here's another interesting thing about that, right? And this came from a Politico article that I read earlier today. I believe it was from last week. The Trump campaign does not expect to do well in Michigan. What a shocker. So maybe he just doesn't care. In fact, a veteran GOP strategist in Michigan, Greg McNeely, told Politico about Trump's chances. Quote, it'll be tough. Well, I think they just made their job that much tougher. Don't mess with Michigan. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.